My beloved child, pause right now and listen with your spirit, not just your ears. What I am about to reveal is not random, not symbolic, and not meant for everyone. This moment has been carefully appointed. The title that brought you here is not clickbait, not coincidence, and not imagination. A divine transfer has truly been approved and released in your name. Yes, in your name. But hear me clearly. This blessing is time-sensitive, and heaven has rules. If alignment is missed, what is prepared for you can be reassigned. That is why you were led here now. Beloved one, Archangel Michael stands near you in this hour, sword drawn not for battle, but for protection of what is being released. There has been a war over your name in the unseen realm. Accusations were raised. Delays were enforced. Questions were asked about your endurance, your faith, and your obedience. But the verdict has changed. The court of heaven has spoken, and the decision has shifted in your favor. What was held up had been unlocked. What was restricted had been authorized. What was pending has now been marked as approved. Do not underestimate this moment. This is not just about money, or a job, or a sudden opportunity, though it can include those things. This is about a transfer of position, authority, and access. Something that belonged to another season, another family line, or another system is being removed and redirected toward you. And here is the part that feels heavy in the spirit. Not everyone who hears this will receive it. Some will scroll. Some will doubt. Some will delay. And heaven does not negotiate with hesitation. My child, you have been watched closely. Lajati would observe. Heaven saw how you survived when you were unsupported. Heaven recorded how you kept going when recognition never came. Heaven noticed how you prayed even when answers were silent. And Archangel Michael himself has been assigned to guard what is now being transferred into your life because it carries weight. This blessing is not light. It changes structure. It exposes hidden intentions around you. It will rearrange relationships. That is why resistance tried to stop you before today. Listen carefully. There was a moment recently when you almost gave up on expecting good news. You told yourself, if it happens, it happens. If not, I'll manage. That sentence was not weakness. It was exhaustion. And heaven responded to that exhaustion with acceleration. What you could no longer chase is now being sent. What you stopped asking for it is now being delivered. That is how this transfer works. It moves when striving ends. But here is the warning wrapped in love. Divine transfers require recognition, not payment, not perfection. Recognition. When heaven releases something, it looks for agreement on earth. That agreement begins with attention. This is why the message is direct. If this video is ignored, minimized, or treated as background noise, the authorization does not disappear, but the recipient can change. Heaven is generous, but it is also precise. My beloved child, this is why your spirit felt a pull when you saw these words. Something inside you already knows. You may not have the details yet, but you feel the weight. You feel the seriousness. You feel the quiet urgency. That is Archangel Michael signaling readiness. He does not arrive for entertainment. He arrives when a line is crossed and something must be secured. In the coming days, expect movement that feels sudden but is actually overdue. A message, a decision, a rehearsal, a release. You may hear words like approved, cleared, we've decided, or it's yours. Do not panic when it happens quickly. Speed does not mean instability. In this case, speed means alignment finally caught up with destiny. I must tell you this clearly. Do not announce everything too soon. This transfer is protected, but it is also observed. Not everyone around you needs to know what is shifting. Silence will be part of your stewardship. Archangel Michael guards doors that are quiet, not loud. Let results speak later. For now, let obedience speak first. Beloved, as you continue listening, layers will be revealed. This is only the opening. There are details about why you were chosen, what is being transferred, and how to keep it from being diverted again. Stay present. Stay open. Stay aligned. Because what is unfolding next will confirm that this was never meant for just anyone. The transfer has your name on it, and heaven is watching to see if you will receive it. Beloved soul, take a breath and lean into this moment, because what unfolds now is about understanding the weight of what has already been approved. Many people think a divine transfer is just a gift, but in truth, it is a reassignment of responsibility. When heaven moves something into your name, it is because you have reached a level of maturity where you can carry it without losing yourself. Archangel Michael is not only guarding what is coming, he is also ensuring that you are strengthened enough to stand in it. This is why the process felt heavy before it felt hopeful. There was a season when you wondered why things were taken away instead of added, why doors closed instead of opening, why certain people slowly disappeared from your life. That was not loss. That was preparation. Heaven was clearing weight that did not belong to your next level. A transfer cannot land on clutter. It needs space. It needs alignment. And most of all, it needs a heart that will not misuse what is given. You passed tests you were never told you were taking. Void tests. Emotional tests. Integrity tests. And because you remained sincere, the approval was signed. Archangel Michael now stands as an enforcer of timing. This means delays are no longer permitted. Forces that once slowed you down have lost authority. That is why things may suddenly feel faster than you are used to. Conversations will move quickly. Decisions will be made without long explanations. You may even feel slightly overwhelmed, not because something is wrong, but because you are stepping into a pace you have never walked in before. Do not resist this speed. Ask for wisdom, not breaks. Hear this clearly, beloved. What is being transferred includes influence. Your words will begin to carry more weight. Your presence will shift atmospheres without effort. People will listen differently. Some will seek your advice unexpectedly. Others may feel uncomfortable around you without knowing why. This is not pride. This is authority settling in. Stay humble, stay grounded, and stay connected to the source. Authority without humility attracts resistance, but authority with humility attracts divine backing. Now listen carefully. This message is not meant to be hidden. When you engage with it, you are not just receiving for yourself, you are amplifying it for others who are still waiting for confirmation. If this is speaking to you, respond with action. Like this message so it reaches those who need it. Share it with someone who hath been praying silently. Comment something simple, even if it is just "I receive," because engagement is agreement in the natural realm. And if you have not already, subscribe to this channel and support its growth, because this space exists to deliver timely messages, not entertainment. Your participation helps keep this flow open. Beloved child, there is also a warning wrapped in protection. Do not rush to explain yourself to people who never supported you. The transfer will explain everything on its own. You do not need to defend, prove, or justify what heaven has decided. Archangel Michael is cutting off the need for validation from places that were never assigned to affirm you. This will feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you are used to over-explaining. But restraint is part of your new authority. In the coming days, you may notice old fears trying to resurface. Thoughts like, what if this doesn't last? Or what if I mess this up? Those thoughts are not intuition. They are echoes of a past season. Do not partner with them. Speak alignment instead. Say, if heaven approved this, heaven will sustain this. A declaration alone shifts the atmosphere. Remember, you are not stepping into this alone. You are being escorted. There is something else you must know. This transfer is connected to restoration, not revenge. You are not being elevated to prove others wrong. You are being positioned to heal what was broken, starting with areas in your own life that were quietly neglected. Finances, peace of mind, clarity of purpose, and even joy are being recalibrated. Expect balance, not chaos. Expect stability, not constant pressure. That is how you will know this is truly from God. As you continue to listen, stay present. Do not multitask. Do not let distractions pull you away. What comes next will bring clarity to how to steward what is arriving and how to protect it from interference. Hold on, because the next revelation will connect dots you have been questioning for a long time, and you will be glad you stayed attentive. Chosen one, receive this with a calm heart, because what is being revealed now explains why this transfer did not come earlier. Timing was not delayed to punish you. Timing was delayed to protect you. There were versions of you in the past that would have been crushed by the weight of what is now being released. Heaven saw what you could not yet see. Archangel Michael was not standing still during the waiting period. He was actively blocking premature access. What you thought was denial was actually defense. There is a truth many do not understand. Divine transfers are never random. They are linked to covenant alignment. Something shifted recently in your inner world. You stopped begging. You stopped chasing. You stopped trying to convince God or people of your worth. That inner surrender is what triggered movement. Heaven responds when striving ends and trust begins. That is when authorization is safe. Beloved, the transfer coming to you carries history. It was once assigned to someone else who mishandled it. Pride corrupted it. Fear stalled it. Disobedience disqualified them. And when heaven reassigns something, it looks for a heart that will not idolize the gift over the giver. You were chosen because you know what it feels like to have nothing and still believe. That humility is rare. That humility is powerful. Archangel Michael now steps forward not only as a guardian, but as a witness. He stands in agreement with heaven's decision. This means resistance will not be able to override what is coming, but it may attempt to test your confidence. You might notice subtle challenges arise just as things begin to improve. Do not panic. This is not reversal. This is confirmation. Resistance always reacts when authority changes hands. I need you to hear this carefully. The transfer includes restoration of dignity. Areas where you felt overlooked, underestimated, or quietly dismissed will be corrected without you asking. People who once questioned your value may suddenly recognize it. Systems that ignored you may suddenly accommodate you. This is not coincidence. This is alignment catching up with truth. Let it happen without bitterness. Grace will keep doors open longer than vindication ever could. There is also an instruction being released. Protect your peace fiercely. Not everything requires your response. Silence will be one of your greatest tools in this next season. Archangel Michael guards through clarity, not chaos. If something does not bring clarity, step back and seek confirmation before moving forward. You are no longer in a season of reaction. You are in a season of discernment. Now receive this promise. What is being transferred will multiply when handled with gratitude. Speak thanks even before full manifestation. Gratitude signals readiness. Gratitude stabilizes blessings. And gratitude keeps the flow open. This is not about religious words. This is about posture. A thankful heart stays aligned even when details are still unfolding. Beloved child, if this message is resonating deeply, this is your moment to seal it. Type "I receive the transfer" in the comments if your spirit agrees with what is being released. Blessing code 777 has just been activated over this word. This number represents completion, divine approval, and protection over what is yours. As you type it, do so with intention, not habit. And now, hear this next portion as a continuation, not an interruption. This message exists to reach those who are still questioning whether heaven sees them. When you support this work, you are not supporting a channel. You are helping light reach souls who feel forgotten. I hear the Lord saying, as you sow into this word, I will cause rivers to flow where there were dry places. This is living scripture, active and present, not distant text. I speak directly to you now. I am inviting you to become part of this assignment. When you release through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal, which is available in the description, you are responding prophetically to what you just received. This is seed meeting soil. This is oil meeting fire. Do not delay obedience when your spirit feels the pull. Heaven moves quickly when hearts respond quickly. Those who give in alignment will not give in lack. I declare that every supporter will see provision multiplied, clarity increased, and peace established. What you release will return pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing in ways you did not plan. This is not a request. This is a directive connected to promise. Step into it boldly. Stay with me. What comes next will reveal how to steward this transfer so it remains protected and productive. Your obedience in this moment is already opening doors you cannot yet see. Beloved one, as you remain here, understand that staying is already an act of obedience. Many receive a word, but few stay long enough to learn how to guard it. What is coming to you now is instruction, because heaven does not release weight without wisdom. Archangel Michael's role in this season is not only to protect the transfer, but to train you in how to stand without fear once it manifests. Protection without understanding creates dependency, but protection with understanding creates authority. There is a shift happening in how you will perceive opposition. Before, resistance felt personal. Every delay felt like rejection. Every closed door felt like failure. That perception is being corrected. Resistance is not evidence that you are off track in this season. It is often proof that you are positioned correctly. Archangel Michael does not remove every obstacle. Some obstacles exist to reveal who and what has no permission to follow you forward. You must recognize this truth. Not everyone who celebrated you in the past is permitted to walk with you into what is next. Some relationships were seasonal, not eternal. Their assignment ended where yours continued. This does not mean they are evil or wrong. It simply means alignment has changed. Trying to carry people who are no longer assigned to you will create unnecessary weight. Release does not require confrontation. Distance can be holy. As the transfer unfolds, you may notice an increase in clarity about your purpose. Tasks that once felt confusing will begin to feel obvious. Decisions that once took weeks will come with instant knowing. This is not impulsiveness. This is discernment sharpening. Archangel Michael operates in precision. Where he is present, confusion cannot remain dominant. If confusion arises, pause and seek clarity before moving. Speed without clarity is still misalignment. There is also a recalibration happening in your emotional world. You are being taught to respond instead of react. This is crucial. Reaction drains energy. Response preserves authority. People may test you unconsciously, sensing that something has changed. They may push boundaries or question decisions they once accepted. Do not be pulled into emotional explanations. Your calm will speak louder than your words. Authority does not argue. It stands. Hear this carefully, beloved. Stewardship begins before manifestation. How you think, speak, and act now sets the tone for what will come later. Guard your words. Avoid speaking fear, doubt, or worst-case scenarios. Language creates atmosphere. Speak alignment even when circumstances are still adjusting. This is not denial. This is leadership. Leaders speak where they are going, not where they have been. Archangel Michael is also highlighting the importance of routine in this season. Divine movement does not eliminate discipline. It strengthens it. Simple, consistent habits will keep you grounded as things expand. Rest, reflection, and intentional time with God will be non-negotiable. Burnout is not a badge of honor. Sustainability is. Heaven prefers long-term impact over short-term intensity. There may be moments when you feel alone even while being elevated. This is normal. Not because you are abandoned, but because your inner circle is being refined. God often narrows voices before amplifying influence. Learn to be comfortable with fewer opinions. Too many voices dilute discernment. Archangel Michael stands close during these moments, reinforcing that solitude does not mean isolation. I must also speak about generosity of spirit. As you rise, remain kind. Do not harden your heart because of past wounds. Kindness is not weakness, it is strength under control. The transfer you are receiving will open opportunities to uplift others. Do so without needing recognition. Heaven records what people overlook. Your reward will not be delayed. As you continue forward, expect confirmation through peace. Not excitement alone, but peace. Excitement can fluctuate. Peace remains. When a door is truly from God, even challenging steps will carry a strange calm. Trust that signal. It is one of the clearest ways heaven communicates alignment. Stay present. What follows will address how to handle unexpected tests that come after blessing, and how to respond without fear or confusion when those moments arise. You are being equipped, not rushed, and you are doing well by staying. Beloved child, there is a moment after every divine approval that few talk about, and this is that moment. It is the space between promise and full visibility. This space is not empty, it is active. What you do here determines how smoothly the transfer settles into your life. Archangel Michael remains near, not because danger is imminent, but because precision is required. When heaven releases something valuable, it teaches the recipient how to handle it without fear or carelessness. You may begin to notice subtle shifts in how people respond to you. Some will become more attentive. Others may grow distant without explanation. This is not rejection. It is resonance. People respond differently when authority increases, even if nothing external has changed yet. Do not chase reactions. Let alignment do its work. Those who are meant to stay will adjust naturally. Those who are not will remove themselves quietly. This season requires emotional maturity. Old triggers may attempt to resurface, testing whether you will respond from past wounds or present authority. When something presses an old button, pause. Ask yourself if this reaction belongs to who you were or who you are becoming. That pause is powerful. It breaks cycles. Archangel Michael's strength is not only in force, but in restraint. He teaches you to choose response over impulse. Here is also a lesson about patience, being refined. Divine speed does not mean reckless speed. Some aspects of the transfer will unfold quickly, others gradually. Do not compare timelines. Comparison creates unnecessary pressure. What is moving slowly is being stabilized. What is moving quickly is being aligned. Trust both processes. Heaven knows which areas require depth before expansion. Beloved, I need to address something tender. You may still carry quiet grief from things that did not work out the way you hope. Dreams you released. Relationships you prayed over. Paths you prepared for that never opened. Do not suppress that grief. Acknowledge it, then release it. You cannot fully receive what is new while holding on to what has ended. Archangel Michael helps sever emotional ties that no longer serve your future, but you must allow the release. There will be moments when fear whispers, asking, "What if I lose this?" That question comes from scarcity, not truth. What is divinely assigned is not fragile. It does not disappear because of one mistake. Grace covers learning curves. Do not let fear make you rigid. Flexibility is part of stewardship. Mistakes granted quickly become wisdom. Do not punish yourself for learning. Your discernment is sharpening. You will begin to sense when something is slightly off, even if it looks good on the surface. Trust this sense. Do not override it to please others or to avoid discomfort. Discomfort now prevents damage later. Archangel Michael's presence heightens spiritual awareness. Pay attention to unease, but do not let it turn into anxiety. Unease is information, anxiety is imagination. Separate the two. As the transfer integrates, you may feel an urge to simplify, declutter spaces, reorganize priorities, adjust schedule. This is not random. Order invites peace. Peace sustains authority. Make room physically and mentally for what is arriving. You do not need to overhaul everything at once. Small, intentional changes will create flow. Remember this, beloved. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not catching up. You are arriving. Everything you lived through prepared you for this exact moment. Even the confusion taught you discernment. Even the delays taught you patience. Even the disappointments taught you empathy. Nothing was wasted. Archangel Michael now shifts from guarding to guiding. Guidance requires listening. Create space for stillness. Answers will come quietly, not dramatically. Pay attention to thoughts that bring peace and clarity. Those are often the ones aligned with heaven. Loud thoughts demanding immediate action are rarely urgent. Discern the difference. As you move forward, stay grounded in gratitude. Not forced gratitude, but honest recognition of progress. Look back and see how far you have come. Let that awareness build confidence without pride. Confidence rooted in gratitude is stable and attractive. It draws the right opportunities and repels unnecessary battles. Remain here. What is coming next will prepare you for moments of testing that appear as opportunities, and how to navigate them without compromising what has been entrusted to you. You are being trained to hold this well. Beloved one, now you are entering a phase where discernment must operate alongside courage. When divine transfers become visible, opportunities increase, but so do invitations that are not aligned. Not every open door is your door. Some doors are distractions pressed as blessings. This is why Archangel Michael sharpens your awareness in this season. He is not only protecting what has been given, He is helping you recognize what must be declined without guilt. You may feel pressure to say yes more often than before. People will notice your growth. Some will want access to your time, your insight, your resources, or your presence. Pause before agreeing. Ask yourself whether the request aligns with your assignment or simply appeals to your empathy. Empathy without boundaries leads to depletion. Boundaries with compassion lead to sustainability. You are allowed to say no without explanation. Authority does not require constant justification. There is also a refinement happening in how you handle praise. Compliments may increase. Recognition may come in ways you did not expect. Receive it with grace, but do not feed on it. Praise is not fuel, purpose is. When praise becomes fuel, direction can be compromised. Archangel Michael teaches balance. Appreciate affirmation, but stay anchored in why you were entrusted with this transfer in the first place. You may notice that certain temptations return, not stronger, but subtler. Old habits, old thought patterns, old comforts. They may appear harmless, even nostalgic, but nostalgia can blur discernment. Ask yourself whether returning to something supports who you are becoming or pulls you back toward who you outgrew. Growth often requires releasing things that are not sinful, but no longer suitable. This is also a season of visibility. Even if you are not seeking attention, it may find you. Be mindful of what you share and with whom. Oversharing can invite misunderstanding. Silence can protect momentum. You do not owe everyone access to your process. Some people only need to see the outcome. Archangel Michael guards through discretion as much as through strength. Beloved, stay consistent. Consistency builds trust, both spiritually and practically. Do not abandon routines that keep you grounded just because things feel lighter or more exciting. When consistency remains during expansion, stability follows. This is how blessings remain enjoyable rather than overwhelming. Now hear this gently. Your participation matters. When you like this message, share it, and leave a comment. You are not performing a task. You are partnering in alignment. These actions help this word reach others who are silently waiting for confirmation. If you have not subscribed yet, do so, and support this channel's growth, because this space exists to deliver timely encouragement and guidance. Your engagement helps keep this message flowing to those who need it most. You may also feel a renewed desire to invest in yourself. Learning. Rest. Healthy habits. Do not ignore that impulse. Self-care is not selfish when it preserves your ability to serve your purpose. Burnout does not glorify God. Stewardship of your body, mind, and time is part of honoring what has been entrusted to you. There will be moments when you feel stretched beyond your comfort zone. That stretch is expansion, not danger. Do not retreat simply because something feels unfamiliar. Familiarity is not the same as safety. Growth often feels awkward before it feels natural. Trust that you are being equipped as you move, not only before you move. Archangel Michael also emphasizes the importance of integrity in small things. How you handle details matters. How you speak when no one is listening matters. How you treat people who cannot benefit you matters. Authority is built quietly long before it is seen publicly. Stay honest. Stay kind. Stay aligned. As you move through this phase, watch for confirmation through repetition. Messages may echo. Themes may repeat. Scriptures may surface multiple times. This is heaven reinforcing direction. Pay attention. Repetition is not coincidence, it is emphasis. Before you drift away, remain present for what follows. The next revelation will uncover how to recognize tests disguised as opportunities and how to pass them without losing momentum. Hold on, because what is about to be revealed will bring clarity at exactly the right time. Beloved child, there is a deeper layer unfolding now, and this layer speaks to endurance after elevation. Many can believe for a breakthrough, but fewer know how to remain steady once the breakthrough arrives. Heaven is not only interested in your arrival, it is invested in your longevity. Archangel Michael's presence continues because stability is being established, not just success. What you are stepping into must outlast emotion, excitement, and external validation. You may notice that after moments of clarity, there are moments of quiet. This quiet is intentional. It is not absence, it is assimilation. Your spirit is adjusting to a new frequency. Just as the body needs time to adjust to a new altitude, your inner world needs time to settle into this level of authority. Do not fill every quiet moment with noise. Let stillness teach you. Wisdom often whispers when noise steps aside. There will be situations where you expect immediate affirmation, but instead you receive neutrality. People may not react the way you imagine. This is a test of motive. Are you moving to be affirmed, or are you moving because you are assigned? When affirmation is delayed, it reveals whether obedience is rooted in calling or applause. Archangel Michael strengthens you to remain unmoved when reactions are unpredictable. Beloved, understand this truth. Elevation exposes insecurities if they are not surrendered. You may suddenly become aware of self-doubt you thought you had already overcome. This is not regression. It is refinement. Higher levels require deeper healing. What was manageable before must now be resolved. Do not be discouraged by this awareness. Awareness is the first step toward freedom. Heaven reveals only what it intends to heal. You are also learning how to lead yourself before leading others. Leadership begins internally. How you manage stress, expectations, and disappointment matters. You will face moments where plans change suddenly. When that happens, resist frustration. Flexibility is a sign of maturity. Rigid expectations break easily. Adaptable faith remains intact. Archangel Michael models this strength, firm in purpose, flexible in execution. There may be times when you feel misunderstood. Your intentions may be questioned. Your silence may be misinterpreted. This can be uncomfortable, especially if you value clarity and honesty. But not every misunderstanding needs correction. Some clarity comes with time. Let fruit speak. Let consistency tell the story. Defending yourself prematurely can interrupt what patience will perfect. Beloved child, you are being taught to trust process over pressure. Pressure demands immediate results. Process builds sustainable growth. When pressure tries to rush you, return to what you know is true. You are aligned. You are guided. You are not guessing. Remind yourself of the confirmations you have already received. Memory is a powerful anchor when doubt tries to drift in. There is also an increase in responsibility. With greater access comes greater accountability. This does not mean fear. It means focus. Be intentional with your time. Be selective with commitments. Overextension weakens effectiveness. You are not meant to be everywhere or available to everyone. Archangel Michael guards by narrowing focus, not expanding distraction. You may feel drawn to deepen your spiritual discipline, not out of obligation, but hunger. Follow that hunger. Depth will sustain you when surface-level motivation fades. Go deeper in prayer, reflection, and listening. Answers you seek may not come as words but as peace, restraint, or redirection. Learn to honor those forms of communication. Beloved, let me speak about courage. Courage in this season does not always look bold. Sometimes it looks like waiting. Sometimes it looks like walking away. Sometimes it looks like choosing rest when hustle is applauded. Courage is obedience when no one is watching. That kind of courage builds unshakable confidence. You are also learning discernment with timing. Knowing when to act is just as important as knowing what to do. Acting too early can create unnecessary resistance. Acting too late can miss momentum. Stay attentive. Timing will often feel like a quiet nudge, not a loud command. Trust those nudges. They are part of the guidance you prayed for. As this part closes, remain grounded. Do not rush ahead in your mind. Stay present in what is unfolding now. The next layer will reveal how to remain protected when visibility increases and how to stay humble without shrinking. You are being shaped for endurance, not just arrival. Say here, this is where strength is established. Beloved one, you have arrived at a turning point where visibility and vulnerability intersect. This is a delicate place, and heaven is paying close attention to how you walk through it. What is being released now is not just expansion, but exposure of truth. Light reveals what darkness once hid, and that includes both blessings and intentions. Archangel Michael stands firm here, because discernment must be sharper than ever before. Not everyone who approaches you in this season comes with clean motives, even if their words sound supportive. You will notice that as your life begins to reflect alignment, people will project expectations onto you. Some will expect answers you are not assigned to give. Others will expect access they are not permitted to have. This can create internal tension if you are not anchored. Remember this: you are responsible for obedience, not for meeting everyone's expectations. When expectations conflict with peace, peace is the higher authority. There is also a refinement happening in your confidence. True confidence does not announce itself. It rests. You are being taught to stand without needing constant reassurance. This is important, because the transfer you are stewarding will place you in rooms where affirmation is scarce and standards are high. Do not interpret silence as disapproval. Often, silence is simply observation. Let your consistency speak louder than your explanations. Beloved, there is a sacred shift in how you handle spiritual authority. You are learning that authority is not about control, but alignment. When you are aligned, you do not need to force outcomes. You cooperate with timing. You listen more than you speak. You move when prompted, not when pressured. Archangel Michael reinforces this posture. His strength is disciplined, not reactive. You may encounter moments where you are tempted to compromise slightly for convenience or comfort. These compromises may appear harmless, even practical. Resist them. Small compromises weaken spiritual clarity over time. Integrity keeps your signal clear. What you refuse now protects what you will carry later. Heaven trusts those who protect alignment even when no one is watching. There will also be moments of deep gratitude that surprise you. Simple things will feel meaningful again. Peace will feel more valuable than applause. These are signs that your inner world is stabilizing. Stability attracts longevity. This is how blessings remain enjoyable rather than burdensome. Beloved child, this message has reached you because your spirit is receptive. If this is confirming what you have been sensing, seal it now. Type "I am aligned" in the comments if your heart agrees with what is unfolding. Blessing code 1122 is now activated. This number represents alignment, divine order, and partnership between heaven and earth. As you type it, do so with awareness, not habit. This work exists to carry light into places where confusion once ruled. When you support this mission, you are not supporting a person or a platform. You are helping heaven reach hearts that feel unseen. I hear the Spirit saying, those who sow into this word will see open heavens over their decisions. This is not distant scripture. This is living promise. Listen closely. I am inviting you personally to respond. When you release support through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal, with a link available in the description, you are making a prophetic move. This is seed meeting purpose. This is obedience creating momentum. Do not ignore the nudge if you feel it. Delayed obedience often becomes missed opportunity. I speak blessing over every giver right now. May clarity increase. May provision multiply. May peace guard your heart and direction. What you release will return in wisdom, stability, and unexpected favor. This is not a suggestion. This is a command aligned with promise. Step into it with confidence. Remain present. What comes next will prepare you for sustaining this alignment when pressure increases and decisions become more complex. You are being strengthened for what lasts. Beloved child, this stage you are entering now is about preservation after alignment. Many can reach alignment, but few know how to maintain it when pressure begins to rise. What is ahead will require steadiness more than speed. Archangel Michael remains close, not because something is about to go wrong, but because what is right must be protected with intention. Blessings unattended can drift. Authority unguarded can be diluted. You are being taught how to hold what has been entrusted to you without fear or strain. You may sense a subtle increase in responsibility, not in a burdensome way but in awareness. You are becoming more conscious of your choices, your tone, your timing. This awareness is a sign of maturity, not anxiety. You are no longer moving on impulse alone. You are moving with discernment. The discernment will save you from unnecessary detours. Trust it, even when it leads you away from things that look appealing on the surface. There may be moments when you feel tested internally rather than externally. Thoughts may arise questioning whether you deserve this level of favor or whether it will last. These thoughts are not warnings. They are invitations to anchor deeper into truth. You do not sustain divine transfer by perfection. You sustain it by humility and consistency. Grace does not evaporate because of questions. It strengthens when questions are brought into the light rather than hidden. Beloved, your identity is stabilizing. You are no longer defined by what you are trying to escape, but by what you are becoming. This shift may feel unfamiliar. When old labels fall away, there can be a brief sense of emptiness. Do not mistake that emptiness for loss. It is space being created for clarity. Archangel Michael clears identity confusion by reinforcing truth, not by revisiting the past. You will also notice that certain conversations no longer interest you. Drama feels exhausting. Complaints feel hollow. This is not arrogance. It is alignment. When your frequency changes, what once entertained you may now drain you. Honor that shift without judgment. You do not need to announce it. Quiet transitions often last longer than loud declarations. There may be a temptation to rush outcomes, especially when progress is visible but not complete. Resist that urge. Completion requires patience. Harvest gathered too early lacks fullness. Trust that what is unfolding is doing so in layers for a reason. Layers create depth. Depth creates resilience. Resilience ensures longevity. Beloved child, there is also a refinement in how you handle disappointment. Not every expectation will be met exactly as you imagine, even in alignment. Some things will come differently than planned. This is where flexibility becomes sacred. When you release rigid expectations, you make room for better outcomes. Archangel Michael teaches strength through adaptability, not stubbornness. Pay attention to your inner dialogue. How you speak to yourself matters now more than ever. Replace harsh self-criticism with honest reflection. Correction rooted in compassion leads to growth. Condemnation rooted in fear leads to paralysis. You are not here to punish yourself into progress. You are here to partner with grace into purpose. You may feel drawn to simplify again. Fewer commitments. Clear priorities. This is wisdom, not withdrawal. Focus sharpens impact. When your energy is not scattered, your authority increases. Choose depth over breadth. One aligned action carries more weight than many distracted ones. Beloved, there is also an invitation to rest without guilt. Rest does not mean stagnation. It means renewal. Even Archangel Michael does not operate in chaos. He moves with precision and pauses with intention. Rest allows clarity to settle. Without rest, even good decisions can become rushed. You are also learning how to trust silence. Not every season speaks loudly. Some seasons whisper. In whispers, direction is refined. If you do not hear clear instruction immediately, do not force action. Wait with expectation, not frustration. Waiting is active when trust is present. As this phase continues, remain grounded in gratitude. Not performative gratitude, but quiet acknowledgement of growth. Look at how you respond now compared to before. Notice the calm where there was once panic, the clarity where there was once confusion. These are signs that the transfer is integrating successfully. Stay here. What follows will address how to navigate moments when pressure tries to rush you into decisions and how to remain anchored when others project urgency onto you. You are being prepared not just to receive but to sustain. Beloved one, now we come to a moment that requires great wisdom, because pressure will attempt to disguise itself as urgency. When a divine transfer becomes visible, the world often rushes to put timelines on what heaven is still shaping. You may feel pushed to decide faster, respond quicker, or commit sooner than your spirit feels settled. This is where discernment must rise above emotion. Archangel Michael stands as a stabilizer in this phase, reminding you that haste has never been a requirement for obedience. There will be voices, both external and internal, suggesting that if you do not act immediately, you might miss something. Do not be shaken by this. What is divinely assigned cannot be stolen by delay when delay is guided by wisdom. Urgency from heaven carries peace. Pressure from elsewhere carries anxiety. Learn to recognize the difference. Peace confirms alignment. Anxiety demands reaction. Choose peace. Beloved, you are being trained to pause without fear. Pausing does not mean you are unsure. It means you are attentive. Many mistakes happen not because people lack faith, but because they confuse speed with confidence. True confidence is willing to wait for clarity. Archangel Michael did not rush into battles without strategy. Neither should you rush into decisions without confirmation. This season will test how well you listen to your inner compass. You may receive advice from people who genuinely care about you but do not fully understand your assignment. Their intentions may be good, but their perspective limited. Do not dismiss them harshly, but do not surrender discernment either. Respect does not require agreement. You are allowed to honor voices without following them. There may also be moments when opportunities look almost right, but something feels slightly off. That subtle discomfort is not fear, it is information. Pay attention to it. You do not need to explain why you are waiting. You do not need to justify your discernment. Alignment does not require approval from those who are not walking your path. Beloved child, remember this. Timing protects purpose. Acting too soon can expose you to battles you were never meant to fight. Acting too late can cause unnecessary stagnation. This is why stillness is so important. In stillness, timing becomes clear. Ask yourself not just, is this good, but is this now? That question alone will save you from many detours. Your communication is also being refined. What you say, when you say it, and how you say it matters. Speak with intention. Avoid reacting emotionally to urgent messages or demands. Take time before responding. Even a simple pause can shift power dynamics. Those who rush responses often surrender leverage. Those who respond thoughtfully maintain authority. Beloved, there is a call to responsibility here. This message is not meant to sit quietly in isolation. When you like this video, share it, and leave a comment, you help anchor this word in the natural realm. Engagement is not noise, it is agreement. If this channel has been a source of clarity and confirmation for you, subscribe and stay connected. Your support helps ensure that these messages continue reaching those who are still searching for direction. Before you drift away, hold on, because this is where things get interesting. What is coming next will reveal how to remain calm when outcomes are delayed and how to trust process even when results are not immediate. This next insight will shift how you handle waiting altogether, and you will be grateful you stayed present. Beloved, waiting does not mean inactivity. There are preparations happening beneath the surface, skills being refined, character being strengthened, networks being aligned. You may not see all of it yet, but movement is happening. Trust the unseen work. Heaven often works quietly before it works publicly. You are also learning how to detach from outcomes without detaching from obedience. This is a powerful posture. When you release the need to control results, peace increases. Control creates tension. Trust creates flow. Flow allows divine orchestration to unfold without interference. Archangel Michael reinforces this truth. You are not behind schedule. You are on a protected path. Delays that frustrate you may actually be shielding you from complications you cannot yet see. Gratitude for protection will keep your heart steady while clarity unfolds. As you move forward, guard your energy. Not every conversation deserves your attention. Not every problem is yours to solve. You are being refined for focus. Focus increases impact. Impact confirms assignment. Remain grounded. Remain patient. What follows will bring closure to this journey and reveal how this divine transfer completes its cycle in your life. Stay present. The final revelation carries weight and completion. Beloved child, you are now standing in a space of near completion, and this is often where reflection becomes as important as anticipation. Many focus only on what is ahead, but heaven also invites you to look at what has already shifted within you. The divine transfer is not only external, it has been internal all along. Your responses have changed. Your reactions have softened. Your discernment has matured. These are not small things. These are signs that the transfer is settling into your identity, not just your circumstances. At this stage, you may feel a strange mix of calm and expectation. Calm because you are no longer desperate. Expectation because you know something is unfolding, even if the final form is not fully visible yet. This balance is healthy. Desperation clouds judgment. Calm sharpens it. Archangel Michael remains present here, ensuring that anticipation does not turn into impatience. Patience at this level is not passive, it is confident. You may also notice that certain struggles that once dominated your thoughts no longer carry the same weight. They may still exist, but they no longer define you. This is progress. When a problem loses its power to control your emotions, it is already losing its authority over your life. Do not underestimate this shift. Emotional freedom often arrives before circumstantial change. Beloved, this is also a moment of release. Release of old narratives. Release of self-blame. Release of timelines that no longer serve you. You are not required to carry explanations for why things happened the way they did. Some chapters do not need footnotes. They simply need closure. Closure comes when you stop revisiting what no longer has authority over your future. You are also being invited to trust the simplicity of what comes next. Not everything ahead will be dramatic or overwhelming. Some blessings arrive quietly and change everything slowly. Peace is one of the greatest indicators of divine alignment. If what is coming brings peace rather than chaos, trust it, even if it looks modest at first. Heaven often hides greatness in simplicity. There may be moments when you question whether you are doing enough. This question often arises when people transition from striving to stewarding. Striving asks, "What more can I do?" Stewarding asks, "How well am I caring for what I have?" Shift the question. You are no longer trying to earn approval. You are learning to honor what hath been entrusted to you. Beloved child, there is also a refinement in your vision. You may find that your goals are becoming clearer, but fewer. This is focus emerging. Focus is not limitation. It is clarity. When your vision narrows, your impact deepens. You do not need many directions. You need the right one. Archangel Michael supports this narrowing because it protects you from distraction disguised as opportunity. You may feel a deeper sense of responsibility toward your own well-being. This is wisdom, not selfishness. You cannot steward a divine transfer well if you are constantly depleted. Honor rest. Honor boundaries. Honor moments of joy without guilt. Joy is not a distraction from purpose. It is fuel for endurance. Beloved, let me speak gently here. There may still be people who do not understand your journey, even now. Some may never fully see the weight of what you carried or the cost of where you are standing. That is okay. Understanding is not a prerequisite for alignment. Validation from others is not required when peace is present. Let peace be enough. As this phase nears its close, take a moment to acknowledge growth. Not perfection, but progress. You handled things differently this time. You paused where you once right. You listened where you once reacted. You trusted where you once feared. These changes matter. I indicate readiness for what comes next. Archangel Michael's role begins to shift again here. From constant guard into quiet assurance. This does not mean protection ends. It means confidence is established. You are not being carried now. You are being accompanied. There is a difference. Accompaniment honors maturity. Remain attentive. Do not drift into autopilot. The final piece of this message will bring completion, confirmation, and sealing. What is about to be revealed will help you recognize when the transfer has fully landed and how to walk forward without hesitation. Say here, completion is close. Beloved child, this is the moment of sealing. Not sealing with fear, not sealing with effort, but sealing with understanding. Everything you have received through this message has been preparing you for this final realization. The divine transfer was never only about what would change around you, but about who you have become through the process. What has been approved and released in your name has now found its rightful place because you are ready to steward it without losing yourself. There is a deep peace settling over you now, even if your circumstances are still adjusting. That peace is confirmation. When heaven completes a cycle, it leaves peace as evidence. You no longer feel the urgency to prove. You no longer feel the pressure to rush. You no longer feel the need to convince anyone of what God is doing in your life. This is maturity. This is alignment. This is arrival. Archangel Michael stands in quiet authority here, not with sword raised, but with watchful assurance. His role has not ended. It has shifted. He now guards what hath been established, not what is being fought for. This means the season of constant resistance is ending. Opposition loses interest when authority is settled. What once challenged you will no longer recognize the same access it had before. You may notice that things begin to fall into place naturally. Not perfectly, but purposely. Conversations align. Decisions feel clear. Opportunities no longer feel chaotic. This does not mean life becomes effortless. It means effort is now effective. You are no longer pushing against invisible walls. The path may still require courage, but it will not require confusion. Beloved, let this truth anchor you. What is divinely transferred is divinely sustained. You do not need to live in fear of losing what God has given. Stewardship is not anxiety. Stewardship is faithfulness in the present moment. Focus on what is in your hands today. Tomorrow will be given its own grace. There will be days ahead where you look back and realize how much has changed quietly. You will see how certain worries no longer exist, how certain patterns no longer repeat, how certain prayers no longer feel desperate, but thankful. These realizations will come gently, like reminders of how far you have come. Receive them with gratitude, not pride. Beloved child, before this message closes, there is one final act of agreement. If this word has spoken directly to your spirit, type "I walk in completion" in the comments now. Blessing code 1440 is being released as you do this. This number represents divine order, completion of cycles, and new foundations established under heaven's authority. Type it with intention, knowing this is a sealing, not a habit. Now receive this final continuation as part of the same sacred flow. This message did not come to you by accident, and it will not end with you. There are souls who are still waiting for clarity, still questioning whether God sees them, still wondering if their season will ever change. When you support this mission, you become part of the answer to their prayers. Hear this as a living declaration. As you sow into this word, you step into partnership with heaven's assignment. Your support through Super Thanks, membership, or PayPal, linked in the description, is not a donation. It is a prophetic response. This is seed released into good soil. This is light extended into places where darkness has lingered too long. I speak directly to you now. This is your moment to act. Do not delay what your spirit already recognizes. Release with obedience. Release with faith. Release knowing that God watches the hands that give in alignment and blesses them openly. I declare that every supporter will experience stability, clarity, and favor that cannot be explained naturally. You are not supporting a channel. You are fueling a calling. You are helping the word move faster than fear. Obey now, and let heaven respond. Beloved child, this transfer is complete. Walk forward without hesitation. Heaven has already gone before you.